Film fans of YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Josh, the Movie Apprentice, and today I am looking at directed by Samantha, Jayne, and Arturo Perez Jr. And this is, as I've stated, a remake of the 2004 classic that is turning 20 this year, and it stars Angourie, Renee, Rapp, Tina Fey, Tim Meadows, and Auli'i Cravalho. You know the story, but in case you do not, this follows Katie, who, after traveling from Kenya, starts in public school where she gets adopted in to the clique of plastic mean girls and is given a task to infiltrate them and split them apart. But at a certain point, does she start to become one of the plastics rather than just pretending? Before I get into my review, if you like seeing on the channel, click that like button and subscribe for more video reviews coming like this all the time so you never miss another video. But without further ado, let's get into this review. So I'm going to be upfront and say that while I have seen the original Mean Girls from 2004, I don't hold it on this super high pedestal that many fans that have seen it do. For me, I was more of a 10 things I hate about you kind of individual. So I'm going to say upfront that after seeing this movie and chatting with people that were diehard fans of the original Mean Girls, they came out disappointed, and those that had never seen the original Mean Girls enjoyed it enough but didn't think it was amazing. That seems to be the general consensus from the screening I attended. Myself personally, however, I had fun with it, but there are a number of problems. This is the exact same story and it implements some modern day things, so Reels, TikTok, Snapchat stories, viralness, that all gets incorporated into this one, and there's a musical sheen through into it. The best way to describe this is it's the exact same as the original, but with a nice fancy Snapchat filter applied to it in the form of musical numbers. And when it comes to the musical numbers, I will say it is a mixed bag. I will say that Auli'i's song is probably my favorite one within the film, and she is absolutely mesmerizing in this. I was kicking myself for not realizing I was watching Moana this whole time in real life, just performing. She steals the show. She plays Caddy's art friend in this, and as usual, the dynamic between her and Damien is some of the highlights of the movie. Damien is very overbearing at times, but the way he bounces off Auli'i's character as well really helps make them some of the best elements of the film. Renee Rapp as well does a very good job as Regina George, and she has two of the best songs. In fact, probably the best song actually is probably the song where she is talking about wanting to burn the whole world down. It is a very nice piece, and I'm not gonna lie, I was waiting for a random third act twist that showed Regina George turn into a serial killer. When you watch this film, you will see the scene I'm talking about, and you will probably agree. But give it 100 years, till 2104, I think, would be the 100-year mark. So that'll be Regina George in public domain, and we can have Regina George going absolutely psycho on anyone that tries to upstage her as the queen bee. A lot of the comedy in this is mixed. I will say that the big loss from me come from the adult characters. Both Tina Fey and Tim Meadows reprise their roles from the 2004 original, and they give the film some of its biggest laughs. Going back to the songs as well, because obviously with a musical, there's going to be some choreography, and that's where my big issues with the film comes. I'm not too bothered about it being a rehash of the original. I kind of expected that. What I didn't expect was all this choreography being drowned out by some uncomfortable close angles. There's one particular shot of Katie that reminds me of that scene in Sir the Mask, where the mask is singing right into the camera and is getting very in your face. They do the exact same camera angle in this one. It feels like the cinematography in this is trying to be too over stylized. There are songs where it will go from the standard 24 or 30 frames per second, then it will go slow motion, then it will go randomly fast, then it will be jittery. There was a moment where Regina's neck sort of like twitches and it looks like a frame's missing there. It's very jarring to me. So on a technical level as a musical, it fails because it doesn't really embrace the musical aspect. There are a lot of people within these sequences, but it never really shows what they can do. The focus is all on close-ups on our main named characters, and that is fine. But I felt the choreography was done at a disservice in the way that these musical pieces were shot. And while I say I did enjoy some of the musical numbers, I won't say they're going to stick in my head forever. They're not like Revolting Children from the Matilda musical. There's nothing that's really an earworm, but there are a couple of songs that do try their hardest. And another thing I have with it is that it feels like the message of girls shouldn't be tearing each other down, should be building each other up, or just at least coexisting and not going out of the way to insult other girls to make them feel better. That message feels a bit lost in the stylistic nature of this movie. That was a big theme of the original, but this one tries to put it in a little bit, but overall doesn't quite reach the levels that it should do in terms of its messaging. Even the way the film ends, it feels very sudden. The last dance number and song that takes place, I couldn't tell you what that song was or what it sounded like. And usually in a musical, you're wanting that big going out number, but that film here fails to deliver that bare minimum expectation when it comes to a musical. Angourie Rice does an okay job as Katie, but it feels like she is overshadowed at every turn by Auli'i, Cravalho, and Renee Rapp. Those two steal the absolute show, and I can't wait to see where they both go from here. Renee Rapp could be one to watch for the future, and like I said, Tim Meadows and Tina Fey. Tim Meadows especially gives you some of the biggest laughs in the movie, and Tina Fey gets one of the best early laughs. Like, the film has its funny moments. It really does. It made me chuckle. I had fun with it. It was enjoyable. If I had to compare it to the original one, and I don't hold the original in a high regard whatsoever, I will say wanting a film about girls trying to tear each other down but learn to coexist and get along and basically just sticking the middle finger to the system, then I would say stick with the original, because outside of Auli'i's character's song that takes place, it doesn't really dive into those themes all that much. The audience experience, I feel like, if it's in a busy theatre, will be very rewarding, but it's not something I go out of my way to watch in my own time. Before I get into my grade, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, click the like button and subscribe for more reviews like this coming all the time. And let me know, have you seen the original Mean Girls? How high regards do you hold it? And let me know, if you have seen this movie, this remake, how would you rate it in terms of out of 10 compared to the original one? I'm expecting a lot of 5s, but the purists seem to really not enjoy this one. As for me though, I would say the Mean Girls musical, I had fun with it. I had a lot of laughs with it, and there were some great comedic moments, and some of the songs were really good, but most of the songs were quite forgettable. I will say the way the songs and dance numbers are incorporated, sometimes it will be in someone's head like a fantasy. Other times it seems like the whole school's in it. Other times it feels like it's a way of doing a montage. And there's even a moment where one of the characters tells a band playing at the start of a musical number to shut up a second while they talk. So it feels very disjointed on, are they aware they're doing the singing and dancing in the world? Or is it all a mental thing telling an internal monologue story? That doesn't feel very clear to me. So overall for me, I'm going to have to say that Mean Girls 2024 is an okay cup of tea. So Mean Girls 2024, have you seen it? Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Coming up on the channel, we have The Beekeeper to get to, as well as Poor Things, and hopefully the Iron Claw by the end of the month. But until next time, my name is Josh, I've been your Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you all in the next video.